You know, the fall, when we start getting into fall, it's my favorite time of year to restore and armor encapsulate decks. And it's my favorite time of year to do what we call peeling deck paint, lockdown encapsulation. There's a lag. There's a couple weeks where here in the tri-state, Cincinnati and Northern Kentucky families are dealing with their kids starting back to school. A lot of them are sneaking in last second vacations. A lot of college kids are starting. Parents and grandparents are extremely busy. And projects slow down for a few weeks. And sometimes for a little bit longer than that. Of course, they'll kick back off here in a week or two, but it creates this lag period where, as one of the busiest deck restoration painters in the nation, deck rescue painters in the nation, I can kind of relax a little bit and pump out some really quality lifetime deck armor systems. My name's Anthony Ford. I'm the proprietor of Kong Armor. Kong Armor is a thick build, industrial grade, high stretch deck armor system that's designed to encapsulate lockdown peeling deck paint, lockdown fray wood, lockdown splinters, and bring old weathered decks roaring back to life, right? And right now I'm in Walton, Union, Kentucky, and little system here. Not little. This is a standard size subdivision deck. It has a problem though. It has what we call a semi-transparent stain on it that is failing everywhere, and it has what we call extreme sun damage, expansion and contraction damage. There's warping in here, there's cracking in here, there's cupping in here. There's a lot of surface damage to these old pine planks, plus peeling deck paint, right? So that's one of the issues that we're dealing with here. One of the other issues we're dealing with is a rail system that's become loose and really kind of dangerous. And the reason why it's gotten that way is because of its cap rails. These 2x6 cap rails are too heavy for it. So we're gonna tighten up these rail systems and bring in new cap rails. They're just gonna be standard deck boards like this, of course new, but we're gonna come in, we're gonna incorporate 90-degree angles, fasteners, braces, restore these rail systems, even some straps, right? And we're gonna bring in the Kong Armor lifetime deck armor system. And we're going to encapsulate this deck system, lock down all the peeling deck paint, resurface all of this extremely weather worn wood, and bring this back to life. Now, we get to take our time and do this. Since we don't have a million projects lined up right now. We got a few, but we don't have a million. Everything feels kind of laxed and laid back a little bit, which is great. I like it better that way. Another thing we're going to do here, we're going to come in, we're going to add blocks to the underside of the stairs here, stair treads basically, any step over 6 foot tall. We're going to add braces and angles and all kinds of stuff to these wobbly old stairs to see if we can get them a little bit tighter for these guys. Over here, outside of this deck system, same thing. You got extreme weathering, you got cracking, warping, chipping, all that stuff from the expansion and contraction cycle of this old pine. You know, the post here, extreme. We have some extreme checking going on. We're going to bring in a compound. It's the world's toughest deck crack filler. It's called Silverback epoxy. And we're going to close all these off. We get it down in there. It's harder than concrete. It's not some cheap caulk. It's amazing. And if this crack wants to open in the future, it'll have to come up with 8,000 pounds per square inch of resistance to bust that Silverback epoxy out of there, right? Once that's all in there, we'll coat over top of these, and these will finish really synthetic and gorgeous, almost like composite. Yep. What we're getting ready to do is take an old beat down, what I call sun-kissed, an old beat down sun-kissed deck. That, let's be honest, if any contractor would have got back here before me and looked at it, likely would have talked these customers into tearing it all the way down to the frame and bringing in composite and all kinds of other stuff and spending $30,000-$40,000, right? What we're getting ready to do is we're getting ready to show you how versatile your old wood deck is. We're getting ready to show you how versatile pine is. It takes on a lot of surface damage, but underneath that damage there's a lot of life. And what we're going to do is bring in the Kong Armor Lifetime deck armor system, the thick build, the high stretch, the industrial grade, insanely tough deck coating that we call Kong Armor. And we're going to lock this deck down, we're going to encapsulate it, and we're going to bring it roaring back to life. Stand by for that. See you.